I'm Julia from Bathscape. My colleague Dan and I have been out looking for bats in both Bath City Farm, where I am now, and at Royal Victoria Park. And this is what we found.
So I'm here in Royal Victoria Park in central Bath. It's a warm September evening and I brought a bat detector out with me. We've had success here in the past when we've done Bathscape bat walks, so I thought I'd walk around and see what I can find this evening.
First of all, I'm going to tell you a little bit about bats before we go off looking for them. Bats are amazing little animals, quite misunderstood in my opinion. And in the UK we've got 18 different species and 12 of those are found in the Bath area. All British bats eat insects, so you'll be pleased to know that none of the bats we get here feed on blood. There are only 3 species of vampire bat and they are all found far away in Central America. Yes, all the bats we get here are generally eating things like midges and mosquitoes. Some of the bigger bats will eat large moths and flying beetles as well. One of our most common bats, common pipistrelle, will eat an incredible 3,000 mosquitoes in one night. So they're very useful little animals to have around.
So Royal Victoria Park is great for bats. It's got lots of mature trees fringing it, and it's also, if you look behind me, got a nice big pond as well, and water attracts lots of insects, and so that's attracting in the bats. So it's starting to get to dusk now. We should soon pick up our first bats.
Now, the way that all British bats hunt for their insect prey and navigate more generally is using echolocation. Now what that means is they're flying around, they are shouting constantly and also listening for the echo of that shout. Their shouting, their call if you like, is very, very high pitched and it sits outside of our hearing range. Some children, good hearing, can hear bats, but most adults can't. So what we do instead is we use one of these, which is a bat detector, and it takes that very, very high pitched call and it converts it down into a frequency that we can hear. Now this particular type is what's known as a heterodyne detector. That means it's tunable, so we just turn it on at the side here and then we can adjust the frequency to listen out for the bats that we want to hear, because different bat species echolocate at different frequencies.
So this is our first bat, which is up there somewhere, and it's a noctule bat. It's one of our biggest bats, and its call sounds like a kind of slappy noise in the low 20s, but I can't see it. Noctules often come out first because they're one of the bigger bats, so they have less to fear from predators like sparrowhawks.
We've got several bats now flying, giving us a really good display.
There's another bat coming now, which is the smallest British bat, which is a pipistrelle bat. So I'll tune my bat detector down to around 55, because I think it's a soprano pipistrelle. Yep, and you can hear that's a lot faster call. And hopefully that'll fly against the sky and we'll get to see it. So there's 2 types of pipistrelle. There's a common pipistrelle, which has its call sounding slappiest at 45 kHz, and then this 55 kHz or soprano pipistrelle. There he goes, just zooming up to the sky and crossing the sky there. So it's quite a little bit darker now, so there's nothing that we can see, and so he's safer from things like owls and sparrowhawks that may still be just going to bed. Oop, there he goes, flying close to him there. And this one's actually a common pipistrelle now, so I've tuned my bat detector down close to 45 to get the deepest call. And sometimes you'll hear kind of a raspberry noise, which is where it's closing in on an insect and catching it. So hopefully if it comes back, we'll get that. So what you can hear is that it's generally trying to echolocate and hear what's around itself. When it closes in on an insect, it does that noise, and that's when it's just catching one of the midges. They're flying above the water here. Okay, so one side of the main avenue of trees here, there's quite a lot of bat activity. So it's gotten dark now as they're feeding. You should be able to hear that noise as they catch insects. There we go. Another one caught. But for me, I think that's time to say goodnight and leave the bats to their dinner. So I hope you enjoyed the bat walk. Next time you're out in Royal Victoria Park in the evening, maybe look up and see what you can find.